Hello, ARC family, and welcome to the ARC journey. Hey, today I want to talk to you about conference in session just around the corner. Registration is now up and active online, and there is a link below to the page. There will also be a link below to the registration form. There is then from that link below is also to all the documents and everything. We had a setback and a crash on Gladys Grimm, our treasurer's computer. So that information is lagging. Everything else is posted, but the financials, except for the budget, the financials are not yet uploaded because they have to be reconstructed. Her laptop is fried. So, anticipating the unexpected, expect the unexpected, and build into that. We have a little bit of time yet. If we are unable to load them with the required amount of time, we will also make them available at conference and allow for any question or discussion. Um, Not that we could stop that, right? Okay. But understanding that we would be allowing for that, making sure that we make a contingency for that. Okay. Second thing is, or the next thing is that we are looking for the memorial lists from our congregations, who has passed away in the past year, so that we can put together our memorial list of all those who passed away in the region, and we can remember and celebrate their lives together. So if you do not have that list yet, please take a moment, take a moment to quickly put that into an email and send that to Dean so that we can make those slides for our memorial service at the beginning of the conference. The next thing, I don't know why I keep saying second. The next thing is our registration. I will have a link below to the registration, conference page that will list all of the stuff for conference, and so you can get the documents. It has the registration link, which I will also include down there. So we will have the page to the register for conference on from our website, then a link to the registration, so you can just click there and go right in and register. For a point of clarification, if you are a lay delegate, if you are coming from your church not as a pastor, then you are a lay delegate. If you are coming from the region, not as a pastor, then and not as a delegate of your church, then you are a delegate at large. If you are coming as a pastor, but not the pastor of a church, so that is someone who is holding credentials in our region, then you put a ministerial delegate. When it asks you what church, in the next page, when it asks you what church you're at, you put ARC. So you are serving the church at large or writ large. Okay, so registration, if you are lay delegate, if you are a minister, if you are someone holding, then you mark lay delegate. If you are someone who's serving the region, but not necessarily even in the region, i.e. Brent Sleesman, then you would be a delegate, a ministerial delegate, and you would be a delegate at large. And the place that you are representing is WTS in this instance. If you are a pastor serving a church, then you put down ministerial delegate, and then on the next page, you put down the church that you're at. If you are serving but not assigned to a church or not serving within a church, then you would put down ministerial delegate, and then you would put down on what church do you serve at, you would pick ARC and just type that in. And pretty much tells you that on the registration page. So then you fill in your address and email and a phone number so that we can contact you if we have to reconstitute the conference and session for any other decisions that need to be made in 2025. Okay, I think that that covered those things. Now, I want to take you to talking about a consent agenda, and I will have a link to this down below. But what is it? Robert's Rules of Orders? Uh, in Robert's Rules of Orders, a consent agenda, also known as a consent calendar, bundles routine meeting items into a single action to streamline the meeting process. This allows for efficient approval of non-controversial or familiar matters without extensive discussion. So here's the purpose. A consent agenda groups routine items like approving minutes of the previous meeting or reports into a single motion for a vote. It saves time by avoiding separate motions, debates, and votes for each individual item, as the group can be approved together. Items typically include items like approval of previous meeting minutes, routine financial reports, committee and staff appointments that need confirmation, non-controversial items that don't require discussion. So here's the process. Members can review the consent agenda in advance. That is listed in your document already in the document for conference as part of the agenda. So it is the agenda and the consent agenda. And if any member feels that any item requires discussion, they can request it to be moved to the regular agenda. The chair typically states, is there any objection to adopting the consent agenda? If there are no objections, it's adopted. If there are objections, the item being objected to is moved to the regular agenda, requiring separate motion and full discussion. So the benefits are efficiency. It streamlines the meeting process by handling routine items quickly. A benefit is clarity. It clearly separates routine matters from those requiring more discussion. It allows for focus, allows the meeting to focus on the more complex or controversial issues than getting bogged down in all the routine kind of approvals. And it benefits us by giving us engagement, allows members to focus their attention on items that truly require their input. Okay, so this is all part of Robert's Rules of Order already, as a part of a good and proper way of doing business moving forward, regularly and widely accepted. So we are proposing that we would begin utilizing this form of Robert's Rules of Orders, or adding this form to our meeting and our annual meeting to allow us the time to focus not on the common things, but focus more on the extraordinary things that we need to discuss. So that's that, and those items are already uploaded, and you can collect them from the webpage from the link below. And that's what I wanted to share with you this week. I'm sorry we keep talking business and all this stuff, and I've got so many different thoughts running through my head that I want to share with you. But thank you so much for all that you are doing. Thank you for keeping up the good fight and not getting bogged down and discouraged. Keep shining. You're making a difference, and we will talk to you again next week. Bye-bye.